Greetings, fight fans. Sean O'Connell, Kenny Florian, beside the PFL Smart Cage for a little PFL 5, welterweights and light heavyweights, the digital preview. And Kenny Florian, the Red King, Rory McDonald, is back inside the PFL Smart Cage tomorrow night. Very excited about this one, not only because it's Rory, but another veteran. A matchup with Gleison Tibau, who's in a winner-go-home scenario.
That's right. These are guys that have so much experience. Rory McDonald has been one of the best welterweights for several years now. To keep that level of consistency is very, very rare, but he's taken on Gleison Tibau, a guy who has now gone up to 170 pounds. Still looks big for the weight class, by the way. This is an excellent grappler, but he knows he needs to go out there and get as many points as quickly as possible. He's looking for the knockout.
In the regular season playoff and championship format of the Professional Fighters League, points are at a premium. Rory McDonald already has points. He's comfortable. Gleison Tibau, sitting on a goose egg. He knows he needs a finish and an early finish if he wants to get into the playoffs. That means he's coming out hot, and I'm excited for it. All right, also another big-time welterweight matchup. The 2019 champion, Ray Cooper III, taking on Nikolai Alexakhin. Big news today, Ray Cooper III did not make weight.
Yeah, this is crazy. Things are getting more interesting. Ray Cooper was sitting atop the rankings with Rory McDonald, now loses a point, and he's facing a guy in Alexakhin who also is desperate like Gleison Tibau, is going to be coming out guns blazing.
And we might get into a scenario at the end of the evening where the only man who can knock Ray Cooper out of the playoff scenario is Nikolai Alexakhin in the head-to-head matchup. And we don't know as much about Alexakhin as we do about people like Cooper, who we've seen for a couple of seasons. Nikolai's a relative newcomer. We saw him in a showcase bout, and then that eye poke early in his first regular season bout. Man, we didn't really get to see where his development is at. So a little bit of an unknown with him makes for an intriguing welterweight matchup. At light heavyweight, I'm partial to the big boys, as you know. Emiliano Sorti, 2019 champion, who in that season had the most dominant run we've seen in the PFL. 5 finishes in 5 fights. But in his first regular season bout, he was pushed to the limit by Chris Camozzi.
That's right. He faced a very well-versed veteran in Chris Camozzi, arguably the toughest matchup out of everyone in the division, and he had a tough fight because of it. It was back and forth. That was one of the first times we had seen Sorti lose a round there, and he had to battle back, and he did just that. He looked like he was exhausted out there at certain points. And said he was recovering from being sick, came back, though, in the end, won that 3rd round decisively, and gained himself 3 points, but he's going to need more than that.
Absolutely. And you talk about battling back. He was battling a sickness. He was battling COVID just a couple weeks before he showed up in the PFL bubble, so his body wasn't fully recovered. You could see physically he looked a lot different. Now, the weight's better. His cardio, he promises, is going to be that much better. And he's going after points against Dan the Dragon Spawn, who's in a winner-go-home scenario. He's desperate. He lost his first bout. He's got 0. He's probably going to need at least 5, which means a 2nd-round finish if he wants to get into the playoffs. I'm maybe most excited about this fight that's flying under a lot of folks' radar because Magamin is back. Magamin Karamov, the Season 1 PFL welterweight champ, is back after being unable to report visa issues, whatever it was. We couldn't get him into his first regular season bout. He starts with -1 point because of that, and he's going to need a finish against Curtis Millender.
Yeah, that's right. This is another stoic and dangerous Magamin Karamov, who hails from Russia, a guy who understands very clearly that he needs to get as many points as possible. And he said it very clearly. He's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to finish him no matter what. He's like, if I see an opportunity on the ground, I'm going to go for it. If I see an opportunity on the feet, I'm going to go for it. This is a guy who wants to get 6 points. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's absolutely capable of doing that against Curtis Millender, who also is a fantastic striker.
And Millender, Rory McDonald in his PFL debut, he lost that fight. I said, how'd your camp go for Magamin? He said, I actually had a camp. It's not a short notice fight. Yeah. I'm ready for this one. I'm coming out for a finish because he knows he needs one to get into the playoffs. PFL 5, welterweights and light heavyweights tomorrow night at Ocean Casino Resort. Can't wait. It's going to be amazing. These are the finishers. 71% in the welterweight division, 73% in the light heavyweight division. That's how many finishes we're going to get. 5:30 p.m. on ESPN+, ESPN2 and Plus at 9 Eastern. Sean O'Connell will be there. Kenny Florian will be there.
Can't wait.
You should be there too.